We're back here today. Oh, what was that? Okay, it's Saturday. We're going to be off working on another project today. I'm going to be building some shelves for Wendy Wow for the big glamour room. So I came up with a design over here. I thought maybe I'll do something like this. I kind of put it in fusion. And you know how it goes. You come out here, you look at what you got, and you're like, okay, I know how I can do this actually much better. So what I'm going to do is just kind of pretty much take a bar like this, and then there's just going to be one down the middle, right? Maybe with two holes down here. And then this would be flush with this side here. So I'm going to totally abandon all the design work I did and just go ahead and build this bad boy. We're going to focus on getting these guys cut and actually welded up. Might need some help. And then I still got to tell you guys about that guy over there. That thing's just plain cool. Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, so we've got our pieces cut. 9 of these, so making 3 per shelf for 3 shelves. 9 of those, 9 of these. So you can kind of see how it's going to go. This guy is going to be flush with this end. We're going to go ahead and weld this in the middle like that, and then 2 holes here for lag bolts. Okay, so here it is. I just obviously cut those with the zip cut, and then I drilled these holes and just kind of hit them with a countersink to take the burr off. So pretty much that's it. Very basic, right? Just cut these to length, cut these to length. I'm making 9. This is going to be 3 per shelf, doing 3 shelves, and I think we're pretty much good to go. So tomorrow we're going to go ahead and we're going to weld these on. It's going to be one little piece like this per, and these are designed to go with a 1/4-inch lag bolt. So it's kind of what it's going to look like, a little bit like this. Alright, so, and then we'll obviously paint these. Got to figure out what color. Maybe black, we'll see. All right, so we're back here today. Oh, what was that?
Hello.
Oh, it's Wendy Wow. She's here to give us a little welding lesson.
Yes.
So what we've got is we've got this set up here. What we're going to do is obviously tack these guys in place, and we're going to use the MIG welder today. And you're going to tell us about how this thing's set up, because I don't know anything about this.
Okay, so what I like to do is obviously put the ground up, have the gun ready right here. But most importantly, you have to turn on the knob on your cylinder to make sure that your gas is on, right? And after that, like, you have to tune this regulator right here. But what I like to do is to kind of bring down the dials so I can see what's going to be my flow. So here I set it at 30.
Okay, so it's like a CFM?
Yeah. So I set it up at 30, and that's it. That's how it's going to be for the flow, the gas flow. So that, now we're ready to go for that one. And then I'm just going to set up the machine with the voltage a little higher for more heat, and the wire feed a little bit lower. So I want to weld a little harder, because we did like remove the scale of the metal. So we're going to try to have a harder weld and go through all of that. So that's the strategy for today.
Strategy, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that sounds good. I'm gonna probably just pin this down a little bit tighter, and then it'll be good.
I could hold it with my mitt. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well I've got an idea. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap it down with a hammer, and then that'll press down against this guy. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Well, it's all good.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get two people in the shop.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be welding in just a second here.
Okay.
Okay, this is it. We are down to painting. So it's not going to be a ton of prep on this because we've got the Rust-Oleum. But as you can see, we've got our 9 brackets here. General idea is they are going to be just attached to the wall like that. So what I'm going to do is put something protective on this welding table, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray paint it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
All right, let's wrap this project up.
That's awesome.
All right, welcome back. So it's Saturday morning, so I'm sleeping in, not working too hard. I just wanted to show you the results of the painting here. So you saw in the last shot we actually had them kind of built up, and we're getting ready to do a little bit of a spray down. So what we got was we actually started to use this red, and I wanted to create some that were full red, but what happened was this was not coming out good. So it was just coming out very runny. I don't know if the paint is too old, maybe something dried up in there, but the fact is it was coming out runny. And so what I did was I just kind of gave it a shot of the black on the edge to kind of create this effect here. So so kind of, you know, obviously you can see there's some runs, but kind of created like an interesting wave style pattern. So I'm okay with that. It's kind of interesting. So they all turned out relatively straight, as you can see, and you know, that's good enough for us. The black ones, what I did was essentially I put down a layer of the lacquer and then did a light spray of this metallic black. So just a very light spray, and you can kind of see a bit of the metallic coming through the lacquer. So that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to install these, and the actual shelf is just going to be one of these pine boards, and I put some polyacrylic on it, which is kind of coats to like a, you can kind of see it kind of looks like a little bit of a sheen. So it kind of creates like a hard protective surface, and that product was this one here. So, and I did 2 coats of that. So that's the idea there. This one's 16 inches. I was gonna plan this for only like 14-inch planks, but because these are 16, we're just gonna go with the big one. If it's too big, it's in our face, we'll cut it down. And then I've got like a really big one here, which is 20 inches, and this one's gonna go in my little computer room. So yeah. And this garage needs some definite love. Okay, I do apologize for starting this project before you, but just wanted to play with the lathe. We'll come back to this together and polish it and get it all cleaned up. So these are the caps that are going to go on the banister. So maybe check the other video if you're interested in these guys. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so you can see here that we're going to need some lag bolts to put up the shelving. So I've decided to go for these guys, and I think they're going to be long enough. We'll have to double check that, but the situation is we've got these old lag bolts, and you know, we don't really want, you know, to use them like that if we can just polish them up. So you can see here's an example where we're just kind of hitting it with a little bit of sanding paper, and it just comes out shiny like that. So the way that we're doing that is we're ultimately using this little mini lathe here, a little Sherline, and I'm gonna put this guy in here like that. Let's see here. Kind of a little tricky with one hand. Oh, wrong way. Okay, so something like that. And what we're doing is we're using 4 different sandpapers. So I think this is the 120, 600, and then pretty big jump to 1500 and then 2000. So just dipping it in some water to kind of get some wet sanding effects. And yeah, that's what we end up with. Some of these are a little bit shinier, mainly because we did that a little bit more. So yeah, that's what we're doing is we're reusing these old, you know, we're reusing these old ones so that they can look new again. No sense going and buying someone who can just polish these up. All right, so this is the final installation. Obviously, I expect there to be more stuff on that shelf. That would be a nicer use of that, but I'm not in control of this room entirely. But you can see here that the shelves look good. She actually, Wendy Wow, definitely went for the red ones, and so looks good to me. I'm reasonably happy with this. And if we kind of have a look here, these things here look not too bad. Obviously we got a little bit of touch up to do with some things. I kind of scratched up the paint a little bit, but other than that, yeah, stay tuned for some videos from her. You can check out one of these here. I think she just launched one doing a nice little baby blanket, so you guys should definitely check that out. Let's go see. I got one other shelf that I put up we can have a look at. Alright, so here's where the other shelf is, the supports. I know I said I was going to do 9 supports for 3 shelves, and this one only needed 2, so you know, I'm definitely confused. I'm going to have extra supports and extra shelving. I'll have to find places for it. But this corner was always kind of a bit of a problem and a mess with the 3D printer, so all my electronics and hardware hacking business is going to be able to hang out here, do a little bit of an assembly table, and then yeah, some of the supplies will go up there as well. Same with some of the 3D printing filament. I do plan on maybe, you know, hanging the filament here, which would be pretty cool, but you know, the goal is to keep it dry as well. I didn't really notice much of a difference between the moisture levels in these things. Could be because it's super dry where we are, but other than that, yeah, that's what it looks like. I would say that these shelving supports turned out to be a big success. I really like these, so you guys should definitely make some. So if you guys like this video, you know, and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, the maker stuff, if you want to see more electronics, one of the different projects we're into, just let us know. We're going to set up some dedicated channels that are just going to be for those topics. And then this channel is really just about us to kind of put all the things that we do so that you know, everybody has something to watch, and it's a little bit of everything. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. That helps us out, and make sure you like the video. That always makes us feel good. And yeah, we will see you on the next one.